I recently got the Mofang Jiaoshi non-cubic cubing classroom set. This set includes a Pyraminx, Megaminx, Skewb and Square 1. I was very excited about these puzzles, and at first I only wanted to do an unboxing because I didn't know a whole lot about these puzzles, and I also thought that they were not very good puzzles because they are budget puzzles. But after playing with them for about a week, my mind about them changed completely. And so this is the reason why I'm doing this review and not an unboxing. I'm probably going to say this a lot in this video, but these puzzles are incredible for their price, especially because you get all of them together at such a low price. So I'm going to talk about each of these puzzles individually and give you my opinion. Also know that these puzzles are not magnetic, so if you haven't solved some of these puzzles yet and you want to start speed solving some of these events, then these puzzles are definitely for you. So without further ado, let me start my ramble. The Mofang Jiaoshi non-cubic cubing classroom set cost about $24 on SpeedCube shop and $34 on dailypuzzles.com.au. Now I live in South Africa and got these cubes on speedcubes.co.za. On this site they cost 385 Rand. So if you live in South Africa, I recommend that you buy from them. Just note that this company does not ship outside of South Africa. So if you do not live in South Africa, I recommend buying from any of the other two sites. Links to all three of the sites will be in the description down below, so you can choose which speedcubing shop you want to buy from. Now let's talk about the puzzles. The first puzzle I will talk about is the Pyraminx. Now I'm going to say it again. For the price, these puzzles' performances blew me away. At first I didn't like Pyraminx at all. Upon first turning this puzzle, I thought it was way too tight and I had a hard time doing the turns. It turns out that those issues was just due to the fact that I wasn't used to turning a Pyraminx. When I did my first session on this puzzle, the puzzle absolutely blew me away, about 10 solves in. I started off with a time of 1 minute and 20 seconds. But after about 20 solves, that PB went down all the way to 16 seconds, which is absolutely incredible for someone who has last solved a Pyraminx about a year ago. Now just note that I'm not using any fast method in order to solve a Pyraminx. I only do what I taught myself to do intuitively and what I saw some other people do every now and then. I'm sure this Pyraminx is as great as any other, and getting it with the other 3 puzzles is just a bonus. Now let's talk about corner cutting. On all of these puzzles, corner cutting is not the best, and I think that is due to the fact that they are budget and they have a non-cubic shape. But to be honest with you, the Pyraminx corner cutting is probably the best out of all 4 of these puzzles. I think this is due to the hole in the middle. Regular corner cutting is not past half a piece, while reverse corner cutting is not past the hole. Apart from the corner cutting, there is a very distinctive click at the beginning and at the end of the turns that locks the layer in place, like most other Pyraminxes. Just note that the colors on all of these puzzles are pretty much the same. The only difference you will find is between the Megaminx and the other 3 puzzles. For the Pyraminx, Skewb and Square 1, the colors are exactly the same. They have a matte finish and they are pretty bright but still dull at the same time, if you know what I mean. If you look at the Megaminx, it has a more glossy finish and I think that the colors are a bit more bright on the Megaminx. But to be honest with you, the colors are pretty easy to tell apart from each other, which makes solving these puzzles incredibly fun. Overall, this is an incredible Pyraminx for the price. And to be honest with you, it made me want to practice Pyraminx more. But I still think that Pyraminx is just one of those events I won't have the motivation to practice a lot. Nonetheless, in my opinion, you get a lot more for what you pay for with this Pyraminx. Now let's move on to the Megaminx. Upon first turning these puzzles, the turns were pretty easy to do and I really enjoyed it. But I quickly realized that the puzzle was too tight and I had to loosen all 12 of the springs. Yes, all 12 of them, by almost a full turn. I think that made the puzzle a lot better, but I think that I might loosen it a little more with another half turn or so. Now let's talk about corner cutting. Right out of the box, the corner cutting is a bit worse than it is right now, because it was a bit tight. Upon loosening the puzzle's corner cutting got actually pretty good. With a full edge normal corner cutting and about a quarter of a corner reverse corner cutting, it is alright. I do think that a looser tension might do it, but then the puzzle might just be too loose. Overall, I think this puzzle is pretty good for the price, and with a full turn looser tensions, it is pretty fun to solve and almost effortless to turn. Performance wise, I have to say that I'm probably the most disappointed in the Megaminx, even though it is still a pretty good puzzle. Now let's talk about the Skewb. At the beginning, I thought that this was the event I would not practice at all. And I think the reason for this was the fact that I had trouble turning it in the first place. But after I learned to solve the puzzle and did my very first session on the puzzle, I really enjoyed the event. Like the Pyraminx, I still think I won't be motivated enough to practice, but it is still pretty fun to do this event every now and then. For the puzzle itself, I really enjoyed the effortless turns on this puzzle. It has a very distinctive clicking noise, and I'm not sure what the reason for this is. But overall, this puzzle is pretty great for a beginner like me. I don't have a whole lot to say about this puzzle because it's probably my least favorite event, even though the puzzle I have is still pretty great. Getting it with this set was just a bonus for me. And if you think that you will enjoy this event but you don't have a Skewb, then this one is definitely for you. Now I left my personal favorite for last. The Square One. I think that the Square One event is the most underrated WCA event. I heard a lot of things about the Square One as an event, like how difficult it is and how long the parity algorithm is. Even though all of these things are true, I found this event to be the funnest out of all 4 of these events. So if you ever think about getting a Square One but you heard a lot of negative things about this event, then I really do recommend you get one and try it for yourself. If you get it with this set and you end up not liking the event at all, like I don't like Skewb, then you won't have wasted so much money. But that is just my personal opinion. Now let's talk about the puzzle itself. As I said, the shades on this puzzle are exactly the same as the Pyraminx and Skewb. The layers on this puzzle all turn effortlessly, which I found a very important factor in solving this puzzle. Corner cutting on this puzzle is not great, but since you turn quite accurately on the Square One to align all of the layers completely, then this should not be a problem. I personally did not find it a problem at all in my sessions. It can cut almost anywhere on the edge and a little bit on the corner. It has a very weird and loud noise when turning fast, which could be irritating to other people. Overall, I think the Square One is the best out of all 4 of these puzzles, and you should definitely give this event a try if you haven't already. Now to conclude, these puzzles are amazing with the price in mind. Also keep in mind that I did not set these puzzles up at all. This is how they perform right out of the box. I only loosened the Megaminx a bit. I feel like this is a very important factor in budget puzzles like this, because people like me who are new to these kinds of puzzles who don't know how to properly set them up. These are awesome puzzles, and if I could go back in time to where I was wondering whether to buy these puzzles or not, then I would go back and tell myself to buy them immediately, as these cubes are incredible for the low price. So that's all I have to say about these puzzles. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed and found it helpful. Make sure to leave a like if you did, and subscribe for more cubing content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.